Thank you, Logan.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah, it's a nice show you had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So today we're going to discuss our books. Okay, we'll start with your book.
Yeah.
What book did you decide to choose?
Well, I decided that I thought Suzanne Collins' Hunger Games was a good fit. I really enjoyed the movie, and you know, you always hear how the book's better than the movie, so I decided, hey, let's give it a shot. So the book starts off with our main protagonist, Katniss Everdeen. Okay,
I know that character.
Yeah.
She's well known.
Well known, very good overall protagonist. She's serious, always serious. Okay,
She sounds like a pain.
she could be, but she's not. So she's helping out her family. This is District 12, like literally the worst district there is. Okay, they're like trash. Like best job, coal miner maybe. You know, this logo actually she found in a shop. Like this lady, she was like, hey, you know, like this is a cool, like this means this is signifying like hope. And then she's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll cop.
What
Okay.
signifies hope? Let's break this down.
This
So-
one, this signal right here.
So this is the Mockingjay, I presume.
Mockingjay.
So did this book? I believe it's the first book, right?
Oh yeah, this is the
Did this
first book.
Did this book explain the meaning of the Mockingjay, or do we not get into that until further in the series?
You know, I think it's further on probably.
Further on.
Yeah.
What could the Mockingjay represent? Could it be like a dove?
It could
but
be.
just like the non-copyright.
It could
dove?
be open for interpretation.
Yes,
maybe.
yes.
Maybe.
Good.
So anyway, further on into the book. So, you know, obviously, there's the annual Hunger Games, so which actually is based upon. So District 13.
Mm-hmm.
There's 13 districts before this big revolt happened, and so they're like, hey, we don't like you, Capitol. We're gonna go attack you because you're evil and mean. And then they went and attacked them, and then boom, they're gone, wiped off. Just to set an example, they wiped them out, and then boom, now they have Hunger Games, like where people kill each other, like one boy, one girl, every district. They fight to the death. It's battle royale.
Yes, battle royale is very popular nowadays. Now let's get back into the world here. Would you say that we're far off from this future of America being so divided and the government being so corrupt that we must revolt?
I mean, if we fall into tyranny such as Hitler, or
Sorry. Yes,
then yeah, probably we should probably be like, no, you know, get away from that, dude. That's bad. That's tough. We don't want that again.
Did they revolt with guns? Or are they too broke for guns?
I think they're broke. I think
they just
they're too broke.
pitchfork?
Yeah.
Like flames, pitchforks?
Yeah, they're like, hey, we're coming for you, and they're like, don't really care. Get out of here.
and then the people, the Iron Man looking people, are like, we got guns.
We got guns. And
Guns
yeah,
kill.
Guns kill.
People.
And then they're like,
kill.
you gone. Okay, so let's see.
Here, hold
So
on.
then-
let's get into my book.
Your book? Okay, yeah, you're
You've
right.
delved into it.
I've dove into it. you know?
Based on what you said, I feel like there's similarities. in this
Similarities?
book.
Yeah. Tell me about your book.
So-
What's it about?
This is X by actually Malcolm X's, which the book is about Malcolm X's daughter, Eliasa Shabazz. Sorry, I could never pronounce his name. Ilyash.
Cut that part out.
And Kekla Magoon. I'm not sure who Kekla Magoon is. It's another daughter of Malcolm. I failed to read this tiny bit here. This is a very interesting read as it described a part of Malcolm's life that nobody really knew about. So, in the beginning of Malcolm's life, it was more of the segregation times, the more racist times of America. And it just wasn't good to be an African American living. So him, along with his many sisters and many brothers, were only supported by his mom, as his father was murdered, presumably by the government. And his mom worked until Malcolm got in trouble stealing in order to put food on the table for the family.
So what you're saying is he also struggled financially.
Yes,
like
he struggled financially.
like District 12.
Exactly. That's why I.
That's interesting.
That's why I brought it together.
I
His
feel
financial
that was
problems.
a great connection.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, struggling financially.
Yeah.
His mother was discovered. Get this. His mother was discovered to be an African American, obviously, but the owner was white, and she looked at Malcolm X's mother, went, "You are indeed not of Caucasian descent," and fired her.
Oh.
Because she didn't want to hire African Americans.
That's pretty.
That's the time.
That's pretty racist.
Yeah, and fired her.
That's
and,
messed.
And apparently, Malcolm's mother was crazy as well. Just crazy. The book didn't really get into what kind of crazy. I thought it was more of a stress, and she was also an activist as well. She was an activist.
What type? You know what type?
It's for civil rights mostly, but it was more of the extremist civil rights. Not like Martin Luther King, the peaceful, but more of the
not like
go back to
Black
Africa.
Panthers, just more like like
close. It actually is closer to the Black Panthers.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
actually.
Okay.
So the government was always targeting her until she was eventually taken away, and Malcolm managed to stay with his cousin in what I believe was Boston. And he took this long bus ride, he met many people, and he lived in Boston. Oh no, it was Chicago. My bad. It was Chicago.
Oh, no.
Boston, Chicago. He's been to it all.
Oh yeah.
And he got in trouble there. He was robbing houses.
Houses.
He was robbing houses.
More houses.
Yes.
Okay.
That was the big
He
one.
really likes his houses.
He was more of a gangster.
Gangster.
And he went by the name Red.
Oh,
So
that's pretty edgy.
he fell in love with this girl, and
Aw.
believe it or not, they went around robbing houses.
Cute.
But they got caught, and the girl broke his heart and ratted him out, and he went to
Wow.
prison. But in prison, a man taught him to read literature by activists such as Du Bois, W.E.B. Du Bois, which was an African American activist who wanted to fight the racism, segregation in America.
Okay.
So it's very similar. He wanted to go against the government as they were not helping him. Just like in Hunger Games, there was inequalities
Yeah.
and just overall unfairness going on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So let's dive into my book a little more. So yeah. Eventually, right? Her daughter Primrose, okay, she's like,
Lovely.
I thought so. So, she is only 12, just barely legal age to be entered into this death battle royale, if you will, okay? And, so she, her sister decides she shouldn't be up there. Oh yeah, by the way, she got
She was selected.
selected, yeah.
I believe I saw that in the movies.
Yeah, I was in the movie, but it happened in the book too, and she also volunteered as tribute as well, because she was like, "Hey, that's not okay," and then and everybody's like, "Okay."
Why?
Out
So
of
she
respect.
volunteered to save her sister.
Yeah, because I mean, shoot, what? She hasn't been doing like as much work as her sister, who's been like feeding, providing for her family, and like doing everything basically. Like she's been the mother for her family for like how many years now? And her sister, only 12, hardly knows anything about like how to survive or like half the stuff that like Katniss knows. So yeah, and then there's this boy that crushes on her, decides
Peeta.
Peeta, yeah,
Peeta.
that's his name.
Yes.
Yeah, you seem to know this movie. You want to tell the book?
Sorry, I'm just I'm trying to connect it to my
Yeah,
book.
no, it's okay. It's okay. So there's a Peter in your book, huh?
Actually,
Yeah.
there is.
Oh, okay.
Just-
tell me.
Her name was not Peta.
Oh, what
So
was it?
I guess we'll go back.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I forgot her name.
Oh,
As she dies,
oh,
and Malcolm is devastated.
oh.
He's devastated about
Okay.
it. Go on.
Okay, so eventually, sorry to spoil it, but yeah. So there's like these people at the end, and then they're like, bing, boom, bow. All of a sudden, it ends up, and it's just him and her, and he's like, well, shoot, one of us gotta die, and then they're like, screw it, we'll both die, you know? And then the Capitol is like, whoa, 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 don't do that. Let's not.
What is the reason for?
So, you know, battle royales can only have one victory.
So it's just rules.
Yeah,
It's
just
mostly
rules. Like, well, I mean, it's the Capitol. They gotta have some sort of like, you know, like ground based level to all of their madness and
Yes.
games, I guess. And so they decide, hey, how about we have one person win? That's it. Everybody's dead. Battle royale. That's how it be. Sucks to suck. You make a kissy friend, huh? You like, you know, somebody you like to kiss. Too bad. He's gotta die. There's only one, but they make an exception because they're like both suicidal.
Yes. As in
Yeah.
this world is very hard.
Yeah.
Malcolm in his life facing racism, and he got on the bad end. As I told you, he became a gangster. He always feared his life from the big man, the big boss, which he ruined.
Okay.
Not ruined, but he wronged. So he was always afraid of death. And then he went to jail, and that's where he going back to W.E.B. Du Bois. That's where he learned about Islam and about civil rights, and he wrote to the Islam leader, and the Islam leader told him to just start fresh, start anew. So he re-Christianized himself to Malcolm X,
Oh. What does that mean?
and the rest is history.
Re-Christianized?
I believe, based on the context of the book, I believe he wasn't very religious type, but
Yeah.
obviously in jail, he converted to,
Yeah.
I believe, Islam. If he wrote a letter to the Islam leader.
Sort of a spiritual awakening.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
perfect. The spiritual awakening.
Okay.
And he became Malcolm X.
Okay. Alright.
Similar to Muhammad Ali, that's not his name. His name was Cassius Clay.
Oh, okay.
And he switched.
He switched.
Yes. So just to wrap things up, because this is going like
Way beyond.
super beyond. what is the overall character development that you're
So-
doing in your book?
Overall, it starts off with a sort of like hard character. I would say hard ass, if you will.
Yes.
She's kind of like all about herself and providing for her family, you know, just going through the everyday kind of struggle of District 12. Later on, like, it just kind of all shakes up due to her sister and the district, or the capital, sorry, kind of just shifting her life, and ends with her being on top, which, you know, which is good. She didn't die,
Yes.
and she made a friend,
Yes.
even boyfriend maybe, if you will, at the end of her book, from the quiet boy who risks himself from getting beaten earlier on in the book. He gave her a piece of bread.
Was it a pita bread?
It was Peter, maybe. I hope. That's his name, Peter. Get it? Okay, your book now.
So Malcolm began as a troubled young man. A troubled, lost soul, as his father was murdered and his mother taken away by the government, who feared her ideals. And he grew up to be a gangster, a thug, just terrorizing the streets. Until he himself was betrayed. He himself, his heart was broken. And in prison, he learned about how he could fight the inequalities that plagued his life, that ultimately ruined his life, that led him to be there in the first place. And he grew up to be Malcolm X, the activist, the empowering and inspiring character for all African Americans and the fight against racial inequalities. So this was quite a good read. So,
What would you rate yours?
honestly, I'd rate my book maybe a 9. A 9. Malcolm's life afterwards wasn't really addressed as much as the author might believe that we already knew what would happen next. But it wasn't addressed as much as how his life really taught him how to be the man he became before his assassination.
Okay. All right.
What would you rate your book?
4 out of 5 stars.
I got the first
I got
time.
you, yeah. So, see, I thought it was a little too similar to the movie. Personally, after watching the movie, I was kind of like, this is really similar to the book.
And you
So,
shut off the movie.
I shut off
because
the
the
movie.
book was better.
The book was better.
Of course.
Not gonna lie, the book was better. It went into more detail about some things that they kind of glossed over in the movie. So
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
that's my rating.
Well,
Overall, good.
I learned a lot. There's actually a lot of
Yeah.
similarities. Very
Yeah.
different topics.
Yeah.
You had
Gita. Go on.
you had a dystopian
Uh-huh.
fictional book
Yeah. Oh yeah.
that's scarily could become America.
Yeah.
And I
Oh,
had
yeah.
an autobiography. I believe
Yeah.
is a fictional autobiography. As
You'd like to
I-
believe,
I don't think
but it
that
could be. It could be.
I don't think Malcolm's sister was there for all of his life, and I'm not sure how she knew all of this stuff.
Oh yeah.
But the similarities
Yeah.
and how they relate to America now
Oh yeah.
is astounding.
It's
You know what?
dumbfounding. Yes.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Logan Smith, for being here.
Yeah. Thank you.
Shout out to
Donovan
our unofficial non-sponsor, Feed My Starving
Feed
Children,
My Starving Children.
and the Upper Iowa University
Upper
here
Iowa,
in
yeah.
Mesa, Arizona.
It's very nice of them to sponsor us today.
Not sponsor us.
Not sponsored.
Yes. Please sponsor us, though.
We scooped for like 2 hours. He ran for
Uh-huh.
2 hours. It was pretty painful, but it was worth it overall. A lot of children were saved.
Arigato
Goodbye.
gozaimasu, Mr.
Goodbye.
Tyler.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.